My life, like many of yours, is filled with lots of wonderful things to include working, writing, creating, gardening, exercising, and cooking. Yes, cooking. I'm on a mission to change the way we see, experience, and relate to food. The concept of Sankofa reminds us to go back and fetch what was essential for maintaining a quality and wholesome lifestyle and apply it to modern day practices. So, would you like to join me at the table?
Welcome back to my Sankofa table. I am your host, Tia Capers, and on this program, we focus all things health and wellness. On today's program, I am going to be sharing some of the healthy snacks that I enjoy and just kind of pointing out some of the things that we need to be aware of when we're shopping for some of these items in the store. Usually the front of the packaging say one thing, but when you get down to the nuts and bolts and read the ingredients, it's something totally different. If that's something that you're interested in, then stay tuned, stick around, and go grab the kids. Go grab a friend, go do something, and join us back here. See you shortly. Thanks. Hello, Tea Time with Tia. Oh, hi. Oh no, I'm just sitting here having a cup of tea. Yeah. Oh, you caught the program? Thank you. Yeah, make sure you tell your friends and family too. And your coworkers. Yeah, tell them to tune in every second and fourth Saturday of the month, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, and if they miss it, they can also check it out on video on demand or on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. Yes. And make sure they hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, because I'm trying to get my numbers up, you know. Oh, you have a stomachache? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh no, you should try a ginger tea. Try ginger tea for that. They have different blends out there on the market. Maybe add a little bit of lime to it. Yeah. Okay, well, I hope you feel better. All right, thanks for calling. Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, this is Chocolate Drop with the Chocolate Box Presents and
Tia Capers of my Sankofa table.
and we want to encourage you to tune into both our programs. The Chocolate Box comes on every Tuesday at 12 noon and then again at 9 p.m. And what about my Sankofa table?
My Sankofa table airs every second and fourth Saturday of the month, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
On Spectrum Cable Channel 21 and AT&T Uverse Channel 99. So you never know what you're going to get.
Nope.
You can watch the Chocolate Box Presents or
My Sankofa table. What else?
and everyone is welcome at the table.
Absolutely.
Hope to see you there.
See you there. Bye. Welcome back to my Sankofa table. Again, I am Tia Capers, and today we're talking healthy snacking. So, in today's episode, I'm going to prepare some apple nachos, where I'm going to make a caramel sauce and put some nice toppings on there. We're going to talk about prepackaged snacks that I have here in a bag, and I'm going to do some cucumber bagels, where we're going to take sliced cucumbers and put a little bit of hummus on there and some bagel seasoning. And we're also going to make a chia seed pudding that I will probably put in the refrigerator for later or tomorrow. And I'm also going to talk about a nice little colorful, healthy drink here, which is actually just water. This is spring water. This is what I take with me when I'm on the go a lot. So what I've done here was added some butterfly pea flour. It's dried butterfly pea flour. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's butterfly pea flour that I picked up from an herb store, which is not far from this studio, Musa Moon, so shout out to her. But I picked up the butterfly pea flour, and it's kind of magical. So typically when you put it in here, it's one color, but if you add a little bit of citrus to it, like lime or lemon, it will turn another color. So this is pretty cool to do with your kids at home because they'll like to see the colors change, go from blue to purple. So, already it's infused in its purplish color. I've just added the lime, so I'll set this to the side. But just remember, when you're snacking on your snacks, rinse it down with some water. If you don't like water, add lime or lemon to it. You can add hibiscus to it. You can change colors. The butterfly pea flower doesn't really have a taste per se, kind of earthy taste, but it has some benefits. So look it up, check it out, and that's just a cool way to color your water. So enough of that. In my prepackaged basket here, which I'll get to in a minute, I'm gonna first go ahead and get the caramel started. So to make the caramel sauce for the apple nachos, I'm gonna start off with, I think this is about 1/3 of a cup of coconut sugar. Now there are other sugars that you can use for this, but I don't eat regular sugar, I don't eat brown sugar, so I do coconut sugars, agave, and stuff like that. So you take your coconut sugar, put it in your pan, and I'm gonna add some coconut milk to it, okay? So I'm gonna add a little bit of coconut milk. The pan is really hot. I'm gonna have to turn this down a little bit so we don't burn it. But anyway, it'll start to thicken up like caramel. And I know you can hear it sizzling. So it doesn't take but a few minutes, okay? And I'm gonna turn it on low because I really don't wanna burn it. I'm gonna add a little bit more coconut milk to it. Whoops. I think I added too much coconut milk, but let me see. Okay, there we go. So I added some more coconut milk to it. I'll let this just kind of simmer a little bit. And we're gonna add this to the nachos. So I'm gonna go ahead and start slicing the apples. Stir this a little bit more to break up the clumps in here. Give it a little whisk. And it's already a nice color. I'm also gonna add a pinch of sea salt to this. Just like a sea salt caramel sauce. So, and this is something, whoops, this is something fun that you can do with the kids. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna keep that on low and let that just come to a slow simmer, and then it'll be all set to pour over our apples. But that's pretty much it to that. Just 2 ingredients, 3 if you want to add the sea salt. And that's all there is to that. I do chocolate almost the same way, but today I have some chocolate chips. So I'm not gonna make chocolate, but I'm gonna sprinkle with chocolate chips. So I'm gonna go ahead and start slicing up the apples for the nachos. And called myself sharpening my knives yesterday, but apparently I need to sharpen those or take them to be sharpened so I don't cut myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and slice more of these. And you can let the kids kind of arrange these on the plate, okay? Be a nice little fun activity. I know when my kids were small, I used to let them do healthy snacks. So I would get them engaged in the kitchen to make their own healthy snack. And then this way, they don't have to come home from school and fill up on a whole bunch of junk, you know, and then be all hyperactive. And this is a healthy way just to incorporate some nuts. You know, you can take leftover like cereal, pretty much anything. Anything that, you know, whatever they like, whatever is their preference. So, but it gets them engaged. It gets them tasting different textures and flavors that they may not ordinarily taste on their own. So, go ahead and slice that one. And we'll just layer this some more. Now, one thing about making your own healthy snacks is that you know exactly what's in them, okay? Because sometimes we go in the stores and we read those packaging and it'll say natural this and natural that, but then when you look on the back in the ingredients, you'll see things like natural flavor. And if you look up natural flavor, I've never grown natural flavor. So if you look that up, sometimes that's a chemically, made substance of some sort. And my rule is if I don't know what it is, I just rather not eat it. It offers you no nutritional value, and it might even be harmful to you. So, okay, so we got the apples nicely sliced up and arranged, okay? So the next step is to go ahead and start layering and start thinking about what we want on our nachos, okay? So I'm gonna give the caramel sauce another stir. I've turned it off because it's already ready and it's nice and brown. And look at there, we made caramel sauce in a matter of minutes. Not many ingredients, just 2. And it's pretty cool, okay? All right, enough of that. Okay, so now I have here some coconut. Now you can toast the coconut flakes if you'd like. So I have some coconut, and this is no particular order. You can stack your nachos however you please. You can put on it whatever you want. I have some walnuts. Okay, I have a little bit of cinnamon over here. So we put a little bit of cinnamon on there. And you know what, to be quite honest, minus the caramel sauce, this is another little raw snack, all right? And so if you want, you can cook these apples a little bit, you can bake them, you can roast them, and I think that'll be really good too. But for now, we're gonna do these raw because we're here in the studio and we don't have an oven. We got a cooktop here, but we don't have an oven. So we're not gonna cook these today, but that is another alternative. So, all right, and then so I'm gonna go over with some chocolate chips, okay? And I picked these chocolate chips up, and I think these are only 2 ingredients. I think it's just unsweetened cocoa powder, and I think it's coconut sugar and maybe coconut oil. And I just picked these up. Most of the time I make my own chocolate, but this right here, I did pick these up and chop them up. All right, so now the apple nachos are just about done. So look, we made a healthy snack in a matter of minutes, right? Okay, so now I'm just gonna drizzle the nachos with the caramel sauce. All right. Okay, and that's done. Kids can put whatever they want on it. Everybody can make their own. Everybody's happy. If you don't like nuts, leave off the nuts. You don't like coconut, fine. You don't like the chocolate, whatever. You got options. Okay, so moving on to the prepackaged snacks. All right, so here in this jar, I've made my own trail mix, okay? So in here, I just have raisins, walnuts, looks like coconut, and you can add any other dry fruit that you want to add. Sometimes when you find these already made up in the store, they may have sugars on them. I don't eat cane sugar, so I tend to just make my own. That way I can stay in control of what's in it. Sometimes they may have salt or some other ingredient that you may not eat. So take a few minutes, make up a batch, keep it in a jar. This will stay fresh, so you don't have to worry about, it going bad on you. If you're gonna be out and about or traveling or out doing some outdoor activity, hey, make your own little trail mix with your dried fruit, throw it in your bag, and these nuts really curb your appetite. We have been hiking, we've been at the beach, we've been many places, and sometimes if you get hungry and you're not, you don't have food around you, you can just pop a handful of these, and I'm telling you, it'll stave off the hunger. So here I have a trail mix that I put together. Okay, also, now this is my guilty pleasure. Plantain chips, okay? Because most of the time, they're not cooked in oils that I eat. Like these are cooked in palm oil. I prefer plantains cooked in coconut oil. I visited Ghana, Africa about 3 years ago, and I mean, I was in like hog heaven because everywhere they sold them on the streets, they were cooked in coconut oil. The flavor was different, the texture was different, they were crispier, healthier, but these that I tend to buy here are cooked in like a palm oil, and they have sea salt on them. So make sure if plantain chips is something that you like to snack on, read the back, see what it's cooked in, see what it's topped with, just to make a decision you can live with. Now, I'm gonna have to give these up at some point because this is not something I should be indulging in. Every blue moon I can find them. There are some brands I can find them and they're cooked in like a sunflower oil, and every now and then I can find them cooked in coconut oil. But for the most part, when you look on the back, it says palm oil or vegetable oil or something like that. Those are things that I try not to have in my diet per se, but just something to be on the lookout for. And then here's another new guilty pleasure of mine, which are pita chips. Now, this is not even the flour that I eat, so I'm just off the radar here, but they are so addictive, y'all. But I try not to eat them that often, and this is something kind of new for me because I started eating a lot of hummus, which is my next point. You can buy hummus over the counter, or you can make it yourself. It's usually like chickpeas, tahini butter, and tahini butter, for those who don't know, is just sesame seeds ground up. Or, yeah, sesame seeds ground up. So you can make your own hummus. Again, that way you stay in control of what's in it. So it's usually chickpeas, tahini butter, I think olive oil, maybe some people put vinegar in it, some people put lime juice or something like that, and then you can season it. This one's roasted red pepper, so this is one that I bought, and this is one that I absolutely love putting with my pita chips and my plantain chips. Sometimes I buy the everything bagel hummus, and I try to find the ones with the least amount of ingredients because I'm big on that. I have to see what's in it. I don't eat vinegar, so again, this is one thing that I try to not eat so much of, but y'all, some of this stuff is kind of addictive, so just be wary, make sure you're making good decisions about what you put in your body. There are also like fruit and nut bars. I can't really disclose the names of these on this public access channel, but just know that they're out there. So they're fruit and nut bars, fruit bars, apple chips, dried fruit. I keep a lot of these on hand because, like I mentioned in a previous episode, most places I go, whether it's local or traveling abroad or traveling, a few states away, I try to make sure I take food with me. That way I have options. May not be what I want to eat, but at least I don't have to starve, and at least I can make healthy decisions for my lifestyle and for my body, okay? So I try to take some of these prepackaged snacks and fresh fruit. Always take fresh fruit with you. If you get hungry, you can always, reach in your bag. And it's okay to have a lunch bag. You can have a lunch bag with your snacks in there, your water in there, right? Or whatever drink you prefer, and you're good to go. So another thing I want to talk about is chia seeds. Now you talk about power. These give you a lot of energy. Okay, so I have chia seeds in here. You can find them at most stores, most stores, and especially the health food stores. And you can make a pudding with this using like maybe 2 or 3 ingredients. So for today, I'm going to just add a little bit of coconut milk to this. And then you can add sweetener to it, and you can add any flavor that you want or any fruit that you want, okay? So now this won't be ready during this episode, but these chia seeds will swell tremendously, and this will be nice and thick like a pudding, and it may have a little texture to it, but if you're in the mood for pudding and you want to have a healthier option, this would be the way to go. I'm gonna add some cinnamon to this, okay? And I'm also going to add, some agave. Now, this is what I use for sweetener a lot. You can use maple syrup, you can use honey, you can use whatever sugars that you typically like to use. So I'm gonna give this a stir. And I'm also gonna add in, I had a little bit of leftover strawberry jam. I'm also gonna add that in there. So tomorrow this will be nice and thick, and I will have me a nice pudding to snack on. So I'm gonna add all of that in there, and then before I eat it, I'll give it another mix tomorrow, and I may top it with some fruit. Okay, so this is just another option that I wanted to share if you don't want a sweet pudding that's over the counter. All right, and so the last thing I'm gonna share, so I have to refrigerate this, and if it stays in the refrigerator for more than one night, it's okay. It'll keep up for several days, so it's okay. You can just keep it in there, and when you're ready for it, it's already ready. All right, and so the last thing I'm gonna do is cut up a little bit of this cucumber, and we're gonna make cucumber bagels. Okay, so this cucumber is not, it's not organic. I've already given it a rinse, but I'm gonna peel it because it's not organic. Well, I gave it more than a rinse, I washed it. So for the kids, what might be interesting, what my mom used to do, not when I was a kid, but what she would always do was take a fork and just kind of run down the cucumber to make some nice ridges. So when you slice it off, it's cute. It's nicer than your basic cucumber, right? We want to eat stuff that's interesting. You want to stay fully engaged with what we're eating, okay? From a color perspective, from a texture perspective, and a taste perspective, all right? So just give these a little chop here. And I'm just going to, now, I'm going to add a little bit of hummus to the tops of these. You don't have to. You can add, you know, whatever type of topping. I don't want to promote cream cheese or sour cream, but you can. There are vegan options out there, unlike back in the day, but a lot of options. You can make something yourself, or you don't even have to put anything at all. You can just eat these as is, which is another healthy snack. Just eating raw fruits and vegetables, nothing added, nothing needed. They're good all by themselves, okay? So I'm just spooning in a little bit of the hummus, roasted red pepper hummus. This will be a nice little addition for a party or something, a luncheon, or whatever. So I'm just adding a little bit to the slices, a little bit of the hummus. And then I have some, what they call that everything bagel seasoning, which is really just a combination of sea salt, I think poppy seeds, maybe sesame seeds, and sometimes they have other spices and stuff in there, maybe garlic sometimes, onion powder. But for today, I'm just gonna add a little bit of that to make it our everything bagel type of cucumbers, okay? And so look how pretty that is. Can we see how pretty that is? We got color going on, we got texture going on, and of course we have taste going on, okay? So we have our cucumbers with the hummus and the bagel seasoning. You can use any type of seasoning, as I've said, or none at all. It's up to you. Make these healthy snacks for what you need them to be, okay? Or your family or your friends or whoever. Make those for what you need it to be. Another thing we can do is you can also take avocado and slice that up. You can eat avocado by itself, or you can add some seasoning to it, like we did the everything bagel seasoning. You can add it to a piece of toast, and it's really delicious like that, okay? You can also take other fruits and make dips with them. I know when my kids were young, I would take the leftover cereal crumbles in the box, put them in a little cute bowl like this right here, with some other things, you know, whatever toppings they would like. It could be bananas as the fruit, it could be pears, apples of course, but you can take that same fruit and you can dip it in chocolate or dip it in the caramel sauce, roll it around in the cereal crumbs, roll it around in the chocolate or the nuts or whatever, and then you can also have a healthy snack. Sometimes you can take those snacks and freeze them, okay, after you put your toppings on them, and then it turns into like a sweet treat. It turns into like a dessert. Went from a snack to a dessert. So you can take that and do that with it. And I don't know if you've noticed, but our water has gotten a little bit darker in color here. So that's just interesting. It's like magic to me, so I like when that happens. I did not use the raisins, but we could have also used raisins to top this off. You can use raisins, again, for your trail mix. And you can just eat raisins by themselves. They're nice and sweet. They add a bit of sweetness to whatever you add them to. So raisins are always a good option. Okay, and so also, like I mentioned, we can always snack on raw fruit, right? We got bananas, we got apples, we have oranges, we have options. You can take this and make a fruit salad, fruit cup, throw it in a container, and when you're traveling, you have everything you need. Fruit is filling. You can make fruit kebabs if you're going to or having a party for a kid or an adult. You can make fruit kebabs, fruit salad, fruit smoothie. You can throw any of these fruit into a blender and add juice of choice or water or milk of choice, add sweetener of choice, and you can always make a smoothie. So that's another way of healthy snacking. And so I just ask that you think about what you're putting in your body, whether it's a meal, whether it's a snack, whether it's something to just get you by. Be very mindful and be intentional and conscious about what you put in your body. Don't be afraid to get the kids engaged. Pass some of these recipes down. I don't care how easy they are. I don't care how simple they are, how trivial they may seem, because some people die with recipes. And so what makes me want to come in and share some of these with you guys is so that I can just help promote health and wellness as best as I can. I remember my dad used to cook certain favorite dishes, and when I would ask him some of his recipes, he would hold them real close to his vest. Well, my dad died with all those recipes, so I don't want to do that. I want to share as much as I can, while I can, with you, the viewers at home, with people in my family, people in my circle, people on my social media. I'm on YouTube, so please go out there and check some of the YouTube videos for more healthy recipes. I'm also on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm in a lot of different places. I'm also here every second and fourth Saturday of the month at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so continue to tune in. Help me keep my numbers up so I can be motivated to come back in here. I do this as a labor of love. Nobody's paying me to do this, okay? It's all volunteers on this show. I'm very grateful for all of the help that they've helped me to help share with you guys. So share me with your friends and family so we can continue to grow. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next program. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next program. Bye.